So the evaluation of the surrogate mainly is going to be the uterus. That's what you're getting hired for. That's why you're hiring the surrogate. So,
I mean, she has been doing her job and thriving, not to brag, but yeah.
so we want to pay a lot of attention to that. Also, there are going to be blood labs. They're important.
Very important. Just a few tubes of blood, nothing too major. But yeah, we love a safety first checklist.
To make sure that you're healthy. These are the same labs that get done for almost every pregnant patient. And then obviously we want to make sure we haven't missed anything, that your OBGYN or the person who's going to care for you or has cared for you is okay with you conceiving, that they have nothing else you can
Appreciate the team effort. You know, making sure everyone's on the same page is very important.
contribute, so that we can all make sure as a team that you're at your best possible place to conceive. Again, for the uterus, we can do multiple tests, but the most basic is seeing if the cavity of the uterus is normal. So that is usually not painful, but we do put a film and then put water inside your uterus to open it up.
Okay, not quite a spa day, but it's all for a beautiful reason, right?
A little bit, and then we can see the edges of your cavity. If we do a sonogram, we call it a sonohysterogram. If we put a camera, it's called a hysteroscopy. And
so many ways to check in on her. You know, like the uterus is basically getting her own documentary.
sometimes we may check the tubes or the contour of the uterus like that with a hysterosalpingogram. Obviously, we always do a sonogram. It's usually transvaginal, and that way we can see the uterus, the direction it goes, how long it is, and if there's any irregularities, and also your endometrium. If we put a camera inside the uterus, then we can see also the color of the endometrium. We can get some extra information about your minor irregularities inside the cavity and so forth. Sometimes we biopsy the
Okay, a few more checks just to be sure we're all good, right? No surprises here, please, because that biopsy is just a little bit scary.
endometrium, and that biopsy can be done because you may have polyps or redness to rule out endometritis. There's sometimes specific tests that can be done in fertility, like an endometrial receptivity assay and so forth. It all depends on your history. The hysterosalpingogram may rule out hydrosalpinges if we think you're high risk. And then the labs that we do, the serum labs, the blood labs, those labs are going to tell us more about if you're
It's a lot, but you know, at the end of the day, it's peace of mind. And for me, for the parents, and for the little life we're hoping for, it's everything.
anemic, or if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, or how your thyroid is, and also are you pregnant or not, and how you're have you been exposed to sexually transmitted diseases or infectious diseases, and are they negative now, and or have you been vaccinated for COVID or rubella or varicella, which is chickenpox. All of those tests. So that's how we do the evaluation of a standard surrogacy case and the surrogate before we move further ahead.
So, surrogacy in and of itself is not simple, but it's purposeful. And every test, every step, everything along the way, it's love in action. And that's what's most important here.